who's really the one that only challenges people to competitions they know they can win? Or the person that's willing to listen and learn from other people and know that they're not always right and accept that other people have differences of opinion and that that's okay? Coach Craig, and I just finished listening to Andrew Tate going on about how all bodybuilders, not just a few, all of them, were all losers. Not only that, we're cowards, and he said repeatedly that we're pussies. And so we're going to see, do I agree with this? Do you? Or is he up in La La Land making nonsense?
Bodybuilders are all pussies. Their whole life they've been the big guy. I've been the big guy. As soon as you start hurting them, their mental ego image of themselves as the Incredible Hulk.
And so apparently we're all pussies because as soon as you start hurting us, the image of being the Incredible Hulk, it shatters. I've never for once thought I was the Incredible Hulk. Have you? How many of you think you're the Incredible Hulk? It's not there. And so do you think that the only reason people are lifting weight is to Hulk smash? It's a lot more than just trying to beat up other people. It's 2022. Why are we out trying to beat everyone up?
The reason bodybuilders are losers is not because bodybuilding is easy. Bodybuilding is actually extremely hard. People think, oh, they just take steroids. Well, there wouldn't be any competitive element if all you had to do was take steroids to look that good. No.
But we're still losers.
The reason bodybuilders are losers is because they don't want to be bodybuilders. Every bodybuilder I've ever met wants to be a fighter.
I've never once in my life thought, I want to be a fighter. I want to learn how to box, jiu-jitsu, grapple, all that stuff. It's just not something I want. I don't even want to wrestle. Growing up, I did a lot of endurance sports, team sports. One sport I wished I had done was gymnastics, but never in my life, in my mind, had I ever thought, geez, it would be really great if I could fight other people. Not even wrestling.
But they haven't got the balls to be a fighter. So instead they think, well, I want to look as mean as possible. And then they end up bodybuilding. I
never lifted weights so that it could look mean, to be intimidating, or to scare off other people. Not for 1 second did I think, I'm going to get big muscles to scare people. I don't even have a single tattoo on my body. Sometimes people get tattoos to look more intimidating, scary. Not all, some. But I don't even have a tattoo, and so I never gave a shit about scaring people. In fact, I used to wear pink straps because I was trying to promote anti-bullying. And so as a school teacher, I'd go to school and I was trying to deter bullying. Why can't we all live together? Why can't we all get along? And in case you all know my motto, we're all circles. We're all the same. Males, females, black, white, gay, straight, trans, I don't care. We're all the same. We're all in this together. I want the gym to be an inclusive environment where everyone can train and share the passion for health and fitness the way I do. And so, how dare you, Andrew Tate? How dare you make a video like this? And people wonder why Andrew Tate isn't loved by everyone. He makes videos say, you're a pussy, a loser for being a bodybuilder, to trying to improve your physique. What's next? You're a loser because you ride bikes? Because you do cardio? Because you're a cheerleader? Yeah, that's right. I was also a university cheerleader, and I coach power cheerleading, and I'm a certified aerobics instructor. And so what? Who cares? If I wear pink, what if I'm gay? Would that matter? Of course not. And so Andrew Tate calling us pussies and losers and cowards just because we like working out makes no sense, makes me sick.
I know this, and I'll tell you why I know this. Firstly, let's analyze the fact that a lot of fighters look like geeks.
So, just because some guys don't look scary doesn't mean they can't beat up an opponent.
Bodybuilders think, well, I'm afraid of fighting. I don't want to ever have to fight, so I need to look as mean as possible.
And so I'm certainly glad that I don't live in a world where I have to walk around thinking, oh, I can beat up that guy and that guy and that guy. Oh, I couldn't beat them up. They're scary. Well, that one's a nerd, but he could kick my ass. And oh my goodness, everyone's fighting everyone. I don't leave my house worried about being beat up or having people that are going to beat me up. It doesn't come up. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
And so why does Andrew Tate think it's so important that he can fight and beat everyone up? Why is that valued as something so important? Oh, it's so important. I'm better than you because I can beat you up. Really? I'd rather be a nice person. Perhaps have a sense of humor. Perhaps care about other people. Is that now more important than I could go and kick their asses? And so perhaps Andrew Tate should sit back and ask himself this. Why do I care so much that I can fight? And I'm going to tell you why I think. Because he's good at it. That is the one thing he's the best at in the world. World champion fighter. And so he trained his ass off because he was good at it, he's a passion for it, and he became all that he could be in his chosen sport. And so congratulations, absolutely nothing wrong with that. That is amazing. But just because you want to be the best fighter, just because you enjoy it, doesn't mean that everyone else in the world has the same values, opinions, thoughts that you do. And so just because you think that bodybuilders all want to fight, doesn't mean that they actually do. Now, does it? And to the same extent, I like bodybuilding. I like being strong. I like being able to race on a bike. But doesn't mean that I think that everyone else wishes they were like me. I don't think that people say, oh, if I only had muscles like that Coach Greg, or if I could bench press and deadlift like he does, oh, I'd be a great person. Who cares? It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Even The Rock knows it doesn't matter. And so what is my advice? Find something that you're passionate about, something that you truly enjoy, and give it your all. For Andrew Tate, it is fighting, boxing, beating people up. Great. For me, racing bikes, lifting weights, looking aesthetics. For someone else, perhaps it's figure skating, hiking, bird watching, playing a musical instrument. Find something that makes being on this earth special for you and give it your friggin' 100%. And so when Andrew Tate starts calling out other people because they have a different passion than he does, that's where he's crossing the line, and that's why I'm making this video.
All fighters, even the heavyweight guys, never look like bodybuilders because once you get to a certain point of muscle mass, it's detrimental to your combative ability.
Really? Well, let's think of a few examples. Heavyweight UFC champion Francis Nugent, about 6'4", 262 pounds, shredded abs, chest, biceps, looks like a friggin' animal. If Francis came to the gym and I was standing next to him, he'd make me look like a twerp. And I'm a professional bodybuilder. And what about Brock Lesnar? Guy has a ton of muscle, he even failed a drug test. Look at him. He's cutting down from 275 pounds plus to fight in the UFC. What about Paul Costa? You see the guy's arms? People say, no way you can look like that natural. And who could forget Alistair Overeem? And that's just scratching the surface. And so when you say fighters, they don't have a lot of muscle, they don't look like bodybuilders. A lot of UFC and top level fighters all are freaking jacked and they have hit the gym. You can tell. And it's not just men, women as well. Chris Cyborg. Does she not look jacked? Got more muscle than most men.
Bodybuilders are obviously afraid of fighting, but they decide to put all their time and effort and energy into the gym to try and make sure no one ever starts a fight on them because they're absolute pussies. All bodybuilders are complete cowards.
No, speak for yourself. You can't say what all bodybuilders are doing. Last I checked, I've never spoken to Andrew Tate. He never said, hey, Coach Greg, why do you train? Oh, you know, I like to look good on the beach. I want to have a six-pack. I like having wide shoulders, small down. I want to look like a cartoon character. Really? Is it not because you want to beat people up? No, I don't want to fight. I'm not interested. What if somebody tries to fight you? Not really into that.
If you start hitting them, as soon as you start hurting them, they collapse. Their whole life, they've been the big guy. I'm the big guy. As soon as you start hurting them,
Really? Does Andrew Tate even follow what's going on in the world? Saying that all these bodybuilders, they can't fight. Anyone that shows up, they just give up. They're so weak. They're pussies. Like, I literally watched Eddie Hall against the Mountain in a boxing match. To me, that's fighting. And the Mountain, Eddie Hall, they're big, huge, monstrous men. Tons of muscle, well over 300 pounds. And they're boxing going toe-to-toe. I didn't see them acting like pussies or giving up or quitting. They looked like they were fighting and training, in fact, harder than last time.
bodybuilder will never do that. And he will also never return to a second fighting lesson. Ever.
Well, being a physical education instructor, someone with a master's degree, I can tell you that if you're instructing a class and no one ever shows up to the second lesson, you're not a very good instructor. Think of it. If I had a class and I invited people to show up and they come on the first day and whatever I do, whatever I present, they don't show up again, I suck as a coach, as an instructor. And so perhaps do a better job. And so does that make sense, Andrew? Is that how you should do it? Or you should ease them into it? Perhaps start them easy, allow them for an 80% success rate, something to build their confidence, and invite them in a caring environment so that they want to keep coming and they bring in their friends. And before you know it, so many people, they come into your gym and they love and have the same passion for fighting as you do. But no, I'm Andrew Tate. I have to be the best. And if you don't agree with me, let's settle this in the ring. Really? Why would you do that? I'll tell you why. Because you know you're going to win. And so who's really the pussy? The one that only challenges people to competitions they know they can win? Or the person that's willing to listen and learn from other people and know that they're not always right? and accept that other people have differences of opinion and that that's okay.
Because his ego's damaged to a point where he cannot accept that he's not the big dangerous guy he thought he was. This is reality. This is the reality of bodybuilders.
Do you really think all these kids, teenagers, guys in their 20s, 30s, and beyond, that we're all going to the gym just to scare off other people? For the most part, people just want to improve their appearance. They want to look more aesthetic. They want to improve their health. They want to feel good. Burn off some stress, some steam, and enjoy going to the gym.
They get punched in the face a few times, can't handle getting punched in the face, decide to go do Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu because they don't have to get punched in the face. And then they can go, yeah, fight training, fight training.
The more this guy goes on, the more I understand him. Oh yeah, sometimes a bodybuilder come in and then they start boxing, but they get punched in the face too much and then they switch to grappling. It's like, why should we want to get punched in the face? Is it for some reason cool to enjoy getting punched in the face? And so you're only cool, you're only macho if you enjoy getting punched in the face repeatedly. Getting your nose broken, cauliflower ears, perhaps broken teeth. And so only if you like that are you cool? Why do we need to enjoy pain, getting injured, to be cool? I don't get this.
Well, we'll link to my video on fighting why BJJ is basically completely useless outside of the cage. So if you ever got the balls to get in the cage, you don't need BJJ.
What about if you just enjoy it? Because it's fun, because it's a good workout, because it helps you lose weight, burn calories, it's good for your heart. What about that?
And that's the reality. Andrew Tate said so. Any bodybuilder on here who disagrees with me, if you really want to make a point of it, let's get in the cage. You and me. And I'll whoop your ass.
And so there you have it. He ends on a note of, if any bodybuilder disagrees with me, let's just go in the cage and I'll whoop your ass. So what? Who cares? Does that mean you're so tough, you're so macho, that you're not a pussy because you'll challenge other bodybuilders to something that you know you can beat them at? Why don't you challenge to something you might not win? It takes a lot more courage to do something when you don't think you can win than when you know you're going to win in the end. Why not challenge Martin Ford, Eddie Hall, The Mountain? They all have a lot of muscle. Oh, but they're not in my weight class. Do you see what I'm getting at? Perhaps you can't beat those guys. Would you fight them? Should you fight them? Does it make sense to go into a fight when you know you have no chance to win? And so do I agree with what Andrew Tate's saying? Of course not. And he says, how do we settle this? We go and fight? Do I want to fight Andrew Tate? Of course I don't. He'd whoop my ass in 5 seconds flat. But does that make me a loser or a pussy just because I don't want to get beat up by Andrew Tate? I don't think so. Hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know what you think of all this in the comments section. Can't wait to read your opinions on Andrew Tate and what he thinks about all bodybuilders. Are you in agreement with Andrew Tate? Am I actually a loser and a pussy just because I don't want to get into a fight? Ending it here. Want to buy Harder Than Last Time supplements? Please click the link in the description. Of course, the training book, the cookbooks, the Circle Diet book, coaching plans by me and my team, GregDoucette.com for coaching, Greg Doucette IP Pro on Instagram. Please watch the bloops, subscribe, click the bell button, comment for the algorithm, and until next time, I'm out.